Hey guys, welcome back to Wuchang Fallen Feathers. This is part 25. And first thing you want to do is make a cloud save. Go ahead and hop out of the game, make a manual cloud save, and then reload because we're getting ready to get our first ending. And we need to reload here in order to move on and get the other three endings. This is the early ending that we're about to get. Unfortunately, it means we're going to have to fight a particular boss twice, but don't worry, it's not that difficult. One of the lesser difficult bosses that we've encountered, in my opinion. So, first thing you want to do after you make your cloud save and come back in, let's fast travel to Annalum. If you remember, we left the Storyteller alone when we encountered him here. We're now going to go and speak to him. So once you get there, you can turn around and climb the stairs, and he should be on under that pagoda on the walkway. When you come over and speak to him, the first three choices that you make will always be the same. So, first choice is what kind of favor. Then I do not. And then the bow people. Here is where the dialogue choices change. To get the early ending, we want to refuse to help. Then he won't say anything. You have to refuse again. So this locks us into that early ending. Now I'm just going to go and talk to these people here. We don't have to do that because we're going to be reloading and doing all of this again. But I'm going to come over to Qing and give him the ice crystal just to see if he offers me anything new in his shop. And don't be confused because you may, like, when we come back and do it again, you're going to have to do all of this all over again. So there's a lot of things we're going to be skipping. I'm just coming over here to make sure that we don't miss anything from any of these NPCs that sell items. Now, if you come over to Wuchang, this ghost warrior outfit, it can work well. I'm going to stay in my centipede armor, but if you find you're having some trouble, the ghost warrior armor works well as also. So that it's completely subjective. You decide what's going to work best for you. But for them, since I got the centipede armor, it is mainly what I use unless I'm fighting against despair or corruption or something like that. I will change my armor for those things, or if I need a lot of magic. But for this, I'm not going to need it, so I'm going to stay in the centipede armor, head back over to the shrine, and we're going to teleport to the palace entrance. And we're going to go straight into that boss fight. We are going to skip everything else. We'll come back and do that on the second round when we reload the save after the ending. So we're going to get our boss prep done at this point. Go ahead and get any red mercury that you need to do some upgrading in your skill tree. We do want to make sure that we have a good amount of feathering and magic. And don't forget, you want to go into your pendants and switch those around as well. So we won't be... we need these pendants. Tiger pendant, the one that increases the spells. And we're mainly going to be using the Echo of Lu Bingzhong. That one, I like to use that one because it creates distance. If you need to get away from the boss, it creates a lot of distance. So go to the path to the left of the shrine. You don't pick up anything. Don't engage with any enemies. Just ignore all of them. If you come into the building, you can go down the ladder. This might be the longest ladder in the history of ladders in any game. It's ridiculously long. Go down through the bottom, and you'll see here is a giant boss arena. We are getting ready to fight the bow Magus, and she is formidable, but once you learn her moveset, it's not so hard. When she drops down in the middle, you want to come up behind her and immediately backstab to take a huge chunk of health off, and then you can get a full 5-hit light combo on her, and I follow it up every time with as soon as you're finished with the 5-hit combo, use your spell. When she does that, you want to get away from her. She's going to go up in the air, go back into this corner. It's directly across from the entrance, and it's a small little alcove. She's going to make a magic sword, and if you're anywhere else, it's instant death. So stay over here and wait. Be patient until all of the gold particles leave the arena. If you go forward too fast, it'll take about half of your health. This move she does, you want to get very good at dodging. She sometimes will stand there and do a little dance. And when she does that, she's going to summon a bunch of large enemies like those guys. She'll summon them, and they'll always be 3. And they always swipe at you. But you can see we've got her at half health already. So this isn't too bad. We're doing just fine. That spell takes off a little more than 300 health each time. She does have a very varied moveset. So it may take a couple of times to learn it and be able to adapt. And every time that you can, you want to try to get a backstab on her. This spell right here that she does, we're going to get that spell from her when we defeat her, which is pretty awesome because it's a shield. You won't do any damage when you hit her when she's inside of the shield. You're just weakening the shield. So try to get as many hits off as you can with her inside the shield so that we can break it. And the spell works to damage it also. There we go. We've broken her shield. When she does that, when she pulls her arm up, she is summoning those little skull creatures to come and get you, and they deal despair damage. And they stay around for quite a while. Okay, there she goes again. She's going to summon her magic sword. So let's run back over to the alcove. If you're having trouble figuring out where it is, just remember it's directly across from the entrance. And be very patient. Wait. It's going to explode. And then you wait for all the gold particles to leave before going back into it. See, there she's dancing. She's going to summon the large enemies to swipe their huge... I don't know what that is. Those big sticks they have. And they can be annoying because they block your path directly to her. And you can see she also has a lot of the spells of other bosses. There we go. Good backstab. Really good timing. Also, when she summons the big gold sword and you run to the alcove, that's a good time to temper your weapon also. So this gives us the Bow Magus trophy for defeating the Bow Magus. But in addition, we get the Successor of the Bow trophy, which is the early ending to the game. And I'm going to let this play out so that you can see exactly what the ending entails. I'm not exactly sure what it means. I think that it means that Wuchang is possibly corrupted by the same thing that has corrupted the Bow people, because if you listen to the Storyteller, he says that the leader or the queen of the Bow people, she's been corrupted by the power. And I think that's what this means. Even though you defeat the Bow Magus, you now become the Bow Magus because you refused to help. And you fly off, and that is pretty much the early ending, which I think this is the bad ending. So at this point, you can go ahead, stop the game, or get out of the credits and reload your cloud save. Now we are going to have to fight Bow Magus again, but we have a lot of things to do before going into that boss fight, because now we got that ending, we're done with it. We can, all the choices we make from here into the next couple of videos, we won't be making another cloud save for a little while, because all of this is required for the other 3 endings. So once you've reloaded your cloud save, go ahead and hit continue, and you're going to spawn back at the palace entrance shrine, and we're going to immediately fast travel to Annalum, because we have to go back and talk to the Storyteller again and give him the opposite answer. We have to agree to help this time. And also we'll talk to all the NPCs, and if you go and speak to Wuchang and Qing, if you have anything to give them, it'll be counted for later. So while we're fast traveling, I'm just going to throw this in here. We are going to be finishing up at video 30. I have those videos completed and the game is completed, but I am going to say you're probably going to have to go into New Game Plus, and you may want to go ahead and update once you finish all 4 endings, because there are a lot of trophy glitches, and honestly the one I thought I would get, I didn't. Like the trophy I thought I would have the most trouble with, I actually got it. And there were 2 that I did everything to get the trophies and they just didn't pop until I went into New Game Plus. So just be prepared for that. Although I will say New Game Plus is a lot of fun. You're way OP when you go in, and it doesn't take long at all to get the missing trophies. So anyway, we're over here talking to the Storyteller. We're going to agree to help this time. He'll give you the polygonal container, which is a spell that I've actually never used. I have no idea if it's good or not, but go ahead and give it a try if you like. Once you speak to him, let's go over to Qing, and we'll give him that ice crystal again.
What treasures do you have for me today? My word, crystal.
This will open up new avenues in his inventory.
If word gets out, well, heads would roll.
Go ahead and buy whatever you think you may need. You can go over and talk to Wuchang if you like, but we don't have anything to give him. You only need to go to him if you want to buy some armor or a weapon or something from him. So once you're done, head back over to the shrine, and let's teleport back to the palace entrance. And this time we're going to thoroughly clear out the area. I will say the area leading to the boss fight is a really, really good farming area. It gives a lot of red mercury. So if you need to do some farming before the Bow Magus fight, this is a fantastic area to do it. And even later in the game, I came back here and did some farming in this area because it's so lucrative. Anyway, let's run up the red vine bridge behind the shrine, This is a very small area with only one large enemy. You can see him in that puddle, just his teeth stick out, and then he comes out. He's not too bad. He telegraphs his moves pretty well. I don't know exactly what this thing is, and we do see a few others later on. And I do find the ones later on are a little bit easier. It feels like we're just taking tiny bits and pieces off of his health right now. You may struggle a little bit with him, but I don't even think I died on my other playthroughs where I was just, you know, trying to see what's coming up. I don't even think I died to him then. And here, I just noticed if you're gonna do that, if you poise break them and they fall, you have to make the line on their head turn red. I never noticed that before, but yeah. So you have to stand in a certain position to where the little line turns red so that you can do the backstab. Once you take out the big bird enemy, you see there's a glowing object on a body. You can come here and check it. Then if you continue further on, all the way to the back of this very small area, there is a spell hiding back here. And then head back over to where the bird was. I'm sure you saw the item that he was guarding. This is the Gilded Axe. This is an item specifically for Wuchang to open up more options in his shop. And head back down the red vine. And we're going to go ahead and head over to the boss. But we're going to have to go a different way to get some very important items. So we're going to have to take out several enemies along the way. So let's head back down the same path to head over to the boss, but this time we'll stop and pick up items and kill any enemies along the way. Like I said, this is a great farming area. You get about 500, so I think about 540 red mercury per small enemy. That's quite a bit. When you come over this bridge, and if you notice, this whole area here, everything about this area is just like the Doom Willow Beach. Which, if you remember, in Doom Willow Beach, there was an elevator that went up. This is almost exactly the same as that. It's kind of uncanny. There's a bird with an aurum feather right there by the ladder. But let's come out and drop down off to the left side. Don't go down the ladder this time. When you drop down here, you're going to see enemies everywhere, but if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. And there's something invisible here. I didn't realize it right away, but there's something invisible that's blocking you right there when you first drop down. So yeah, all these enemies will just sit there and you can run right past them. So it makes it very easy to take them out. When you come around the corner, I know there's a way to go up, but let's not do that just yet. Come over here, take out this enemy, and you see a very large enemy right there. We're going to pass him by for now and go take out the smaller one first so that he isn't a nuisance. When I came and farmed, I very often just left this enemy alone and didn't engage with him at all because this is a very small area to fight him in. And I found I died more often than I was successful. So I just tended to leave him behind. But I would take out every other enemy. This time we got him no problem. When you're finished with him, climb down the ladder that he was right next to. You'll see straight ahead, there are guys here. Normally I leave that for last, but let's go ahead and take these guys out because they are also guarding something important. come into the building, and if you look to the left, there you'll find Forgotten Remembrance number 9. We're getting very, very close to having all of the mana upgrades, so let's not forget that. Once you've picked it up, head out and come back over here. You'll see a large enemy surrounded by 2 other enemies. For now, I'm going to leave them. I'll come back on the way back. We'll take those guys out. Go down the stairs, and you can come around the back of this bird guy, get an easy backstab. And if you do it this way, he won't fight back at all. And these guys can be very annoying, so you want to take him out as quickly as possible. You get a couple thousand red mercury for taking him out. Now let's go up the ladder. Here, there'll be another 3 enemies along this walkway that are just easy pickings. And once you're finished with these guys and you come around this way, you'll see 2 large enemies. Let's take out the bird enemy first because he's faster. If you go off to the side of him a little bit, you can backstab him and not alert the other large enemy. So I messed that up a little bit, but it'll be okay. We're going to take this guy out now. When he does that, you can dash through all of those attacks that he does. And once he does his 3rd one, you can run straight up to him and start taking him out. They do, if you come and farm this area, you'll probably pick up a whole lot of armor that you can sell to Wuchang. And he doesn't pay a lot. I think it's 100 red mercury per item that you sell him. But, you know, every little bit helps. When you're done, that is a dead end. You can't go any further. So turn around, come down the ladder. Then up the short ladder. And we can work on these enemies as well. Which, of course, none of these are mandatory. Oh, I already took these guys out, but I did die at some point, so... because I saw myself pick up the red mercury that I had dropped when I died. I think I'm trying to decide, do I want to mess with those or not? I guess I'm going to leave them behind. See there, I left that guy behind too. But totally worth it. I think they give around 10,000 mercury. The big ones. So let's go up here. This is where we first came in. You can come up and go inside of the building again. There'll be an item here. And then you can drop down on the left side from where you enter. On the left side, you can drop down and not get hurt. It'll take a little bit of health off, but if you have your life steal, it'll be okay because there are 2 enemies down at the bottom. Then from where you drop down, where this guy is dead and there's blood all over, you can drop down here and not take any damage and pick up this item. And then drop down again and you're on the bottom floor.
Foolish mortal, you tread upon sacred soil.
Take out these 2 enemies that are sitting here. And if you exit the building and go to the right, there is an item over in an alcove over there. I don't think I got the footage of it, and I don't think it's a very important item. I think it's just a blue consumable. But for now, we're going to climb the longest ladder in history, and we're going to go and do a little bit of boss prep, because we do have to do that all over again for Magus. So basically, we'll essentially be doing all the same things that we did before. Use any items that you need, or you can just reset and come back to this area and farm. You can get somewhere around 33,000 red mercury just from doing that small segment. So I know I did go and do a lot of farming. Here, I'm going to speed all of this up. Don't forget about your mana vase, because we did get an upgrade for that just a couple of minutes ago. So you want to make sure and remember to activate that. And I'm going to enter the dream so that I get all of my mana vase charges back. I did do some farming, so I'm coming back in. You can see I've got 4 red mercury essence just from farming a few times. I think like, well, a few. It might have been like 6 or 7 times. But anyway, come back in, do your upgrading, make sure to check your pendants. We want to make sure that we have the pendant that increases the magic. You want to take out your lifesteal. The tiger pendant is very good. You can see I don't quite have enough, you know, of my red on my body that allows a demon to spawn, an inner demon. But I think I died a couple times, so by the time you see the boss fight, it'll be up higher, which helps because any echo spells, if you have it in your skill tree, the echo spells will cost 1 less feathering. So that is very helpful. Let's go ahead and slide down the ladder and we can make our way over to Magus. Now, once you enter the boss arena, this will be exactly the same as the last time we fought her. Run up immediately and do a backstab. Don't forget to temper your weapon as soon as you walk in. Follow up your backstab and your 5 light hit combo with a spell. I'm trying to hit her as much as I can before she teleports over to summon her giant sword, because I wanted to get some knockdown damage on her, you know, get her a poise break. There is a lot of time, so if you did die and you need to go and pick up any red mercury essence you left, you have plenty of time to do that before you be in the alcove. Again, wait until all the gold particles are gone before running into the arena. I think I did much better this time with this fight because I had so much practice. And unfortunately, we threw a spell at the same time, so she took a lot of my health. But you do have plenty of opportunities to heal up usually. There she goes with her shield. So again, we have to break that shield, which can be hard to do when she's waving that giant sword around. There we go. Shield is broken. If you can, if it's possible, try to get a backstab on her as much as possible. It can be kind of hard to do because she moves around so much and she teleports away. And then like here, you've got, you know, 3 different things going on at once. You've got her swinging her gigantic sword, and then you have the 3 enemies. She'll sometimes do those on the ground, but you can dodge away from them, no problem. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to temper my weapon again, but don't worry. It'll all work out in the end. Alright, so she has gone back over to the entrance to summon her giant sword. So let's go hide in the alcove and patiently wait for her to summon the magic sword and explode the entire boss arena. She's going to summon those very large golden enemies again, so watch out for them. And she's got those little creatures too. Oh, that one you do, if she does the corruption on the ground, you want to be very careful with that. That can insta-kill you. You want to dodge forward if possible out of that corruption. There we go. We got a good backstab on her, which is great. With you life leech, it also gets your health back every time you hit her with your sword. Okay, so now she's summoning her shield again. But we're going to make really quick work of her. We've taken her out, and this time you won't get an ending. You can just continue the story, so it's just like normal. She gives you the Magus's eyepiece, and you get her spell as well. So from this point, there is a discrepancy. In my version of the game that is not updated, there is no shrine in this room, but there is supposed to be shrine number 42. It's supposed to spawn in this room right next to the entrance, right around this area. So if you are playing the updated version of the game, that will be your shrine 42. I came back and checked multiple times throughout the playthrough, and the shrine never appeared here for me. So I'm just putting that out there. That is a discrepancy, but that's the trophy I thought I wouldn't get. I thought wouldn't pop at the end, but I actually got the trophy for getting all of the shrines doing the playthrough this way. There were two other trophies that I didn't get, even though I did everything for the requirements. So very unusual, but if you're playing on an updated version, you may not have this issue at all. You may not have to go into New Game Plus, and you shouldn't have any missing shrines. But for me, I did. I'm just letting you know, Shrine 42 is in that room, even though you don't see me activate it. So anyway, once you're done, you can head back over to the shrine, and keep in mind that this area is great for farming. You can come back here lots of other times throughout your playthrough if you just want to get some easy red mercury, because it only takes, I don't know, something like 5 minutes to clear out the entire area, and you'll get roughly 33,000 red mercury. See, I went back and checked again. The shrine is still not there. That is probably my only complaint about this game, is the inconsistencies. Like, to get the true story and to get the true challenge of the game, you have to play it without the update. But if you want everything to work properly, you have to have the update. So that is extremely frustrating, because I'm going to tell you, playing on New Game Plus, to get the last 2 cleanup trophies, I flew through it. Even the bosses, you know, bosses that were taking me 10 minutes to defeat, I got rid of them in like a minute and a half. Like, the game is so nerfed when you have the update. So I'm glad I did it this way, because I enjoyed the challenge, but I am sad that unfortunately I wasn't able to get all of the trophies in one playthrough, and I did have to go into New Game Plus. Anyway, once you head back to the shrine, do whatever upgrading that you need to do. You should have enough for at least 1 upgrade. Don't forget, some of these smaller ones down here, they have the little dots around them, and you can upgrade them more than once. So don't forget about that. And once you're done, we are going to fast travel to Annalum, And we're going to hand over items to Qing and Wuchang. We're not going to unlock those trophies until closer to the end. I think maybe in the final video. Yes, in the final video, we'll unlock their trophies for fully expanding their shops. So we can give the Magus's eyepiece to Qing.
Unmistakable. I've seen these symbols before at the shoe Sanctum. It seems the strange... Oh, your talents are truly remarkable.
And of course, Qing is important because he sells jade pendants. He also sells the boss attire. So all the bosses that you defeat, he has almost all of their armor. And some of it comes in really, really handy later on. If you head over to Wuchang, we can give him the Gilded Axe that we found. And he sells weapons. And he also sells armor from, you know, enemies, just random, regular enemies throughout the game. So, which you'll end up picking up along the way anyway. He does have a few things that are interesting, but for the most part, he does sell the feathers for upgrades, which you shouldn't need at all. And he sells benedictions, a couple of spells, but mostly it's the weapons, because there is a trophy for acquiring all the weapons. Oh, and by the way, if you remember back in Zhenwu Temple, when we had to go through all those temples and up and down on the roofs and all that, there was an elevator, and we could see a purple item on a ledge that seemed unreachable. I was able to reach that, and it is an upgrade item for weapons. So like a Radiant Red Feather or a Brilliant Red Feather or something like that. So we obviously don't need it. Anyway, let's fast travel back to the shoe Sanctum. And that is where we're going to end this video. So thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to hit like and subscribe to help the channel grow and always be notified. And I can't wait to see you back here in part 26. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.